Hey guys, welcome to the very first Knoxville Zoo webisode, written, edited, and produced by keepers and staff right here at the Knoxville Zoo. My name's Devin Odell, I'm one of the educators here at the zoo, and today we're going to be talking about dragons. And no, I don't mean anything from Middle-earth.
They may not have wings, and they may not breathe fire, but there's still something magical about Komodo dragons. Meet Heather DeBoard, one of our resident Komodo dragon keepers at the Knoxville Zoo.
We have two Komodo dragons here at Knoxville Zoo. One is Khaleesi. She is our oldest dragon. She turned 4 in August, and our younger dragon is Drogo, and he turns 2 in July of 2015. There's a big size difference. One of the reasons why we continue to keep them separated is he is still snack size. Komodo dragons are opportunistic feeders. What they have the chance to eat, they will eat. And that sometimes means those of their own species. A small dragon like Drogo spends more time climbing up on top of things to try to keep away from things that might want to eat him. Drogo is about 4 feet long. Khaleesi is over 6 feet long, and she will probably add another 40 pounds before she is finished growing. A male dragon can achieve sizes of almost 9 feet. The world record was just a little bit over 10 feet and 365 pounds. They can consume up to 80% of their own body weight at one feeding. They may not eat for several months, so they will eat as much as they can at one time and then go and sit and digest. Because they don't use their food energy to keep their bodies warm, they can go long periods of time. Their metabolism is much slower, so they can go a long period of time between meals. So sometimes when you catch a wild dragon and it weighs 270 pounds, that's because it just ate about a 130-pound deer. A smaller dragon like Drogo is going to try to eat his food in one gulp if he can get away with it. We try to feed them larger food items from time to time in an effort to build their neck muscles. The ripping and tearing action builds their neck muscles to keep them strong enough so that their necks won't break. It's also an enriching activity for them to have to think about how to get into their prey. They're a very intelligent animal, so the more activity we give them, the better off they are physically and mentally. Khaleesi, we do a lot of enrichment with her that is scent oriented. If you watch her tongue, when she sticks it out, she has a forked tongue like a snake. She sticks those 2 little forks up inside a hole in her head called the Jacobson's organ, and that can tell her if there is something around that she would like to eat. It gives her lots of information about her environment. In the wild, when a dragon wakes up and starts moving around its territory, other animals have been there. So they spend a lot of time investigating their territory.
That was awesome, but Komodo dragons aren't the only dragons we have here at the zoo. Meet Gustav, one of our bearded dragons. He's also one of our animal ambassadors, which means if you're walking the pathways of the Knoxville Zoo, there's a chance you just might get to meet Gustav and have a chance to talk to one of our very knowledgeable staff members, and you can even figure out what a bearded dragon feels like firsthand. You can find lizards like Gustav in Australia, and they get that name from this really spiky, scaly beard they've got going on. If Gustav feels intimidated, he can puff out that beard and flatten his body and try to look as big and intimidating as possible. But truth be told, he's pretty harmless. As a matter of fact, bearded dragons are omnivores, and here at the zoo, most of the time they eat things you find as salad, like lettuce and carrots, tomato, that sort of thing. And some crickets, too. But we have a lot more than just the Komodo dragons and the bearded dragons. As a matter of fact, we have a new building dedicated to just lizards.
This building is something that our reptile department is really excited about. We feature lots of different species of lizards. Some of them are new to us, and they're definitely new to the public. One of our favorites is the chuckwalla enclosure. The St. Esteban's chuckwalla is endemic to St. Esteban's Island, which is in the Sea of Cortez near Mexico. They're a warm weather loving lizard. It can be in their favorite basking spots over 120 degrees. They'll lay out in their basking spot and get as warm as possible, and then when they're a little bit too warm, they'll thermoregulate. They'll regulate their own body temperature by going finding a shady spot where they can cool off a little bit. This exhibit has a lot of activity. We have several species of lizards in there that would all live in similar locations. The St. Esteban's chuckwalla is one of our personal favorites because it is one of our few endangered lizards. Another exhibit that we have that we really enjoy is the Austerlitz chameleon exhibit, the Madagascar giant chameleon. It's one of the largest species of chameleon on the island of Madagascar. It's funny that we have an extremely intelligent animal in this building. We have the Komodo dragon from Indonesia. And then we have the flip side, we have chameleons. Chameleons are adapted to do exactly what they're supposed to do, which is live in trees, eat bugs, and reproduce. It takes sometimes 5 minutes of spray misting before they actually recognize that it's water for drinking. Because they live in the trees, they are not adapted to drinking out of a water bowl. So we spray them almost daily to make sure that they get enough water. They'll drink their water in droplets off of the leaves. They're primarily insect eaters here at the zoo. In the wild, they would actually eat other lizards. They're large enough that they can do that.